So there are several steps you can take to utilize ChatGPT to go from very mediocre robotic sounding copy to actually very high quality Facebook ad copy. And that's exactly what I'm going to cover in today's video. What's up everybody? Alvaro here from Alvaro Barrios Digital, and I am back. I had to take a little bit of a hiatus because there was a lot of things going on in my business in the background. I just didn't have time to upkeep my channel on a weekly basis, but moving forward, I will start posting weekly once again. So I appreciate your patience in case you're missing any of my weekly content. But today I want to focus on ChatGPT. Actually, during my time off from creating videos, I spent a lot of time on all sorts of AI related products, including ChatGPT. And the more I use it, honestly, the more I love it. But there are a lot of mistakes that people make when it comes to ChatGPT. And the main one is that they don't understand that it's a language learning model, which that means that it's the classic saying of garbage in, garbage out. If you give it garbage information, you're going to get garbage ad copy back. So what is one to do? How do you create better, more human, more vivid, more compelling ad copy inside of ChatGPT? I'm going to share with you 6 steps that you can take to create higher quality content for your Facebook ads. So number 1 is that you first want to make sure you give ChatGPT a role, right? This can be a number of things, whatever that makes the most sense, right? So you are a world-class direct response copywriter. You are a CMO of a Fortune 500 company. You are a 30-year veteran accountant. Whatever it might be, you're an e-commerce expert that speaks at seminars all over the world, right? Stuff like that. Anything that makes sense for whatever product or service you're trying to advertise, you want to make sure that you are giving the AI algorithm in the background the right mindset to be in as it writes copy for you, right? Because if you don't give it that role, it's just gonna act like a robot, think like a robot, and give you copy that sounds like it comes from a robot. But once you tell it to think differently, it's literally just gonna shift the way it approaches the whole assignment, and it will give you a better output afterwards. All right, the next thing you want to do is give it specific instructions. So don't just say, write an ad for my product, right? That's very simple and very basic right there. You want to say, write an ad for my product, and these are the details of my product. So it's gonna be actually 2 parts right here. You're giving it a specific instruction, and you're providing it context with those specific instructions. So if we take a look at this prompt right here, I am telling it to write some copy for a backpack called the Mountain Breeze. That's the specific instructions right there. Now I'm also, after that, providing it context. So I'm going into details what makes the Mountain Breeze a special and unique backpack. Now this is a completely made up product and service, right? So this doesn't actually exist, but you can see here, I gave it as much fuel, so to speak, so that it can take that information and go into deep detail within the ad. Because if I didn't do this and I skipped these 2 steps right here, then it would just create very bland ad copy saying that, hey, the Mountain Breeze, it's a great tent. You should really buy the Mountain Breeze, right? None of that is compelling. It's not going to convince anyone to buy. But since this is a fictional example, one thing that would make this even better, assuming this was a real product and stuff like that, I would go into deep detail about the materials that make up the Mountain Breeze, because I'm saying it's a proprietary material, that's the lightest material in the world. If that was actually true and this was real, I would go into real deep detail, probably make this a paragraph long, just explaining that part. That way it has enough information to create high compelling ad copy. All right, after that, you want to give it a framework. So the good news about ChatGPT is that it knows the most popular and most common copywriting frameworks out there. So if you've ever been in a situation where you're like, man, I really wish I was better at copywriting and knew more about it, I just don't have the time to study. Well, good news is that ChatGPT knows all of the best frameworks and formulas. So some of those consist of for example, ADA or PASS or PASTOR, right? All of those are very popular, very prominent copywriting frameworks, and it knows all of those. So you just tell it, okay, I want this ad to be written in the ADA formula, which is the one I'm putting in right here. And it's gonna know, okay, perfect. I'm gonna follow the ADA formula to a T and make sure that this ad abides by those rules, and it'll spit something out that follows that framework. Next Next up is that you want to give it information on your target audience. Now, again, the more information you can give it on your target audience, the better it's going to be, right? So here in this example, I'm telling it that it's a target audience of outdoor enthusiasts between the ages of 25 and 50. Again, this is a made-up scenario. That's kind of the bare minimum that you would want to give it right there. But obviously, if you have even more information on psychographics and demographics, definitely go into these details. You know, what careers are they in? How much are they earning on an annual basis? What's their discretionary income? Where do they typically shop and all that kind of stuff? So those are all types of details that if you have it and available, definitely do feed it in this part. And again, it's going to tailor its information and output geared towards people with those demographics and psychographics. Lastly, make sure you give it the tone of voice. So if you don't give it a tone of voice, most likely, even with all the other items that you've already supplied with it, it's still probably going to sound a little bit robotic, which obviously you don't want it to do that. So you can give it a tone of voice. So here in this example, I'm telling it to write in a funny, weird voice. You can tell it to write in a business professional voice. You can tell it to write in a emotional voice, whatever that makes the most sense for the product or service that you are selling. Or alternatively, you can tell it to write in the voice of someone famous, right? So write in the voice of Shakespeare, right? And it's going to give you some old English in there for your ad copy, if that makes sense. Or write in the voice of, you know, Joe Rogan or whatever other celebrity that you want it to mimic. It'll do that too. So you can either give it the specific style, so that, you know, funny, emotional, or you can have it just mimic a famous person that you want it to emulate. All right, so with all of those factors in there, let's go ahead and take a look at the output of what it gives me with all these steps I've given it of the role, the specific instructions, the framework I want it to follow, the tone of voice, so on and so forth. We'll see right here, it's gonna give me some pretty good content. All right, so we see here the Facebook ad that it has spit out now at this point. So we recall that I told to write in a funny, weird voice. So it starts off with swoosh. What was that? A ghost? A crypt? Nope, it's just the Mountain Breeze tent. Yes, you heard that right, folks. A tent so light, even the wind gets a bit jealous. Are you tired of lugging around a backpack that feels like a stubborn mule clinging to your back? Well, the Mountain Breeze tent weighs less than your leftover trail mix. Poof. Say goodbye to the back aches and hello to easy breezy hiking. Worried about Mother Nature throwing one of her infamous temper tantrums? Rain, wind, or even snow, this tent stands its ground while other tents would rather play Twister. You may wonder, how did they create this miraculous castle of comfort? Well, we're not wizards, but we did use a proprietary material so light it could have a staring contest with a feather and win. This ultra durable, super light, weather-defying dream come true is available now for a price that won't make your wallet go on a diet. So why wait? Join the league of elite backpackers who can trek further, explore longer, and still be fresh as a daisy at the end of the day. Click shop now to make your next venture a breeze. So if I had not given it any of the information up top here, the role, the content, the specific instructions, all that kind of stuff, it would have spit out a very bland, very robotic sounding kind of ad. But I give it very specific instructions and details, and as you can see here, it delivered pretty well. This is a very well written ad. It is funny, it is engaging, and it's 10 times better than anything else I would have gotten had I not followed these 6 steps up here. All right, and there you have it. So hopefully you found this information valuable and you can start utilizing ChatGPT to create better and more compelling ad copy for you. That being said, there's actually a lot more you can do to really elevate the level of output that it gives you for your Facebook ads. And if you are interested in learning more, I just added a bonus module in my Facebook ads course, Facebook Ads Ignition, which I've actually fully updated all the modules to have the most up-to-date interface, but I also added a bonus module of ChatGPT. It goes really deep into all the specific steps that you can take to make sure that ChatGPT is giving you really great ad copy, and ad copy moving forward can actually be pretty much hands-off for you. I actually have ChatGPT writing so much copy for me, and I absolutely love the content that I give back, but there's a lot of steps I put in beforehand to make sure that everything is exactly the way I want it to be. So if you are interested in that, I'll have the link for my updated course below. And also, I do have a new training. If you would love to check it out, if you are tired of trying to figure out Facebook ads and not understanding why it hasn't been working for you and what you should be doing, I will also have the link for that new training in the notes below. So thank you so much for tuning in, and I will see you next time.